HACCP, or Hazard Analysis and Critical Control Point, is a science-based and preventive food safety system used worldwide. Instead of preventing only on checking the finished products, HACCP focuses on controlling every step of the food process production. What is HACCP? It is a systematic approach used to identify, evaluate, and control possible hazards in foods. These hazards include biological hazards such as bacteria, chemical hazards such as harmful substances, and physical hazards such as foreign objects. The main goal of HACCP is to protect customers by preventing contamination and ensuring proper food handling from raw material to the final product.
So, types of hazard in HACCP. First is biological hazard, caused by bacteria, viruses, parasites, molds, and the other microorganisms. For example, asa naman na makuha is sa typhoon. If magbaha is masagulan man siya mga ihi sa daga, so magkakos na siya og leptospirosis outbreak among residents who wade through it. So, ma-virusan ta or ma-infection among agya ng kuan sa baha. Second is chemical hazard, caused by harmful chemicals entering food. An example of that is farmers in Bukidnon who sprayed organopos. Yeah? So, nag-spray siya sa ilang kuan, fritan sa siguro na sa palay, sa kuan, siguro nang kuan, basta sa palay. Mag-spray sila para pangkuan sa insect bitaw or natun sa palay o sa kuan pod sa mga fruits kanang dili makuan nya, dili nimo hugasan tas kan una nimo, so ang chemical ni ana is imo pong makaon at the last one is physical hazards, foreign objects that can injure consumers. Example of this is glass, metal fragments, hair, plastic pieces. So, kung magluto ka, dapat wala siya kuan, dapat dili masagulan anang example kay it can cause it can cause make yes, it can make a physical hazard, like for example a metal shard unintentionally mixed into packaged ready to eat noodles can pierce the mouth or throat of a consumer. So that's all.
So now, let's proceed to the 7 principles of HECCP. The first one is conduct a hazard analysis. Identify possible hazard in each stage of food production. This means looking for things that can make our food unsafe at every step of preparing the food. So it can be biological, chemical, or physical hazard. So number 2, determine the critical control points or CCPS. Identify steps where hazard can be controlled or eliminated. These are the important steps where we can stop the hazard. So for example, cooking the food properly or storing our food properly. Number 3, establish critical limits. Set the minimum and maximum values that must be met at each CCP. Critical limits are the rules that tell us what is safe. For example, chicken must be cooked well. Food must be kept cold in the fridge. Number 4, establish monitoring procedures. Create ways to check if each CCP is under control. Monitoring means checking regularly if the food follows the safety rules. For example, checking food temperature and watching how food is stored. Number 5, establish corrective actions. Actions taken when a critical limit is not met. Corrective actions are what we do when something goes wrong. For example, cooking undercooked food and throwing away spoiled food. Number 6. Establish verification procedures. Confirm that the HACCP system is working effectively. Verification means making sure the food safety system really works. So for example, supervisor checking records, checking the equipment if mugana pa ba siya or naa ba siya daot. So the last one, number 7. Establish documentation and record keeping. Keep records of monitoring, verification, and corrective actions. This means writing everything down. We record everything to prove that food is safe and handled properly. Records help us find and fix mistakes quickly. Example, notes about mistakes and corrections.
The following are the common workplace safety practices of OSH, Occupational Health and Safety. Number 1, risk assessment and hazard identification, knowing what are the possible hazard and risks of the workplace. Number 2, PPE or personal protective equipment provision. Workers should wear personal protective equipment during workplace or especially when they were working. Number 3, training and education. They should be aware about risks and solutions that they can do to prevent damage, and they should know about the safety procedures. Number 4, incident reporting and investigation. And lastly, workplace inspections. So the benefits of OHS, Occupational Health and Safety, are the following. Number 1, reduce accident and injuries. It minimizes incident in the workplace. Number 2, improve productivity. A safe work environment boosts employee to become more productive. Number 3, compliance with regulations. Number 4, cost savings, prevent accidents. It reduces medical and compensation cost. And lastly, enhance reputation. Of course, if the OHS record is strong, it will enhance organization's reputation and attract top talent. That's
Types of workplace hazard. Number 1 is physical hazard. These are dangers in the environment that can cause injury. Example, extreme heat, slipper, floors, heavy machines, and radiation. So these can cause accidents like burns, falls, or hearing loss, like yung loudness. Loudness is cause of hearing loss. And next is chemical hazard. This happen when workers are exposed to harmful chemicals. Example is cleaning chemicals, gases, forms, pesticides. This can cause skin irritation, breathing problem, and or poisoning. Number 3 is biological hazard. These come from living organisms that can cause disease. Example is bacteria, viruses, fungi, blood, or body fluids. So this can make workers sick, especially in hospitals or laboratories. So kung if dili ka aware aning mga viruses, if nagtrabaho ka sa hospital, maka-affect nimo ning mga sakita like mga bacteria or viruses. And next is economic hazards. These are caused by poor body position or repeated movements. Example is back pain, muscle strain, carpal tunnel, or syndrome, carpal tunnel syndrome. This happens when workstations or tasks are not designed properly. Psychological hazard. These affect mental health and emotion at work. Example is stress, bullying, burnout, long working hours. So this can lead to anxiety, to expression, or low work performance.
Key elements of an effective OHS program. First, hazard identification. Regular inspection assessment to find potential risks. Example, sa construction site. So, ang hazard ato is ang falling object. Then, ang risk ato is ang mga possible nga mga workers nga makuanan sa ulo bitaw. Second is risk assessment. Evaluating how severe each hazard is and how likely it is to be happen. Example sa mga exposed nga mga wires. So, ang risk ato is ang possible nga magka-electric shock. Test dapat jud imo itong ipa-repair para iwas di disgrasya sa mga sa mga customers, especially sa mga guests. Risk control. Implementing measures such as engineering control, machine guards, and ventilation, administrative control, work schedule or safety rules, personal protective equipment, PPA. Example lagi agatong sa mga exposed wire. Dapat jud imuha gyud to siyang dali-dali ninyo og repair, or kung dili ma-repair is i-coveran lang ninyo ang wire. Safety training and education. Workers must receive training on proper equipment use, emergency procedures, first aid, hazard reporting. So dapat jud ang mga workers educated yun sila na kay na magoy possible nga magka na aksidente na mahitabo, ug dapat prepared jud sila, kabalo sila first aid sa mga emergency procedures. Emergency preparedness plans for fire, earthquakes, chemical spills, and medical emergency. Last is reporting and documentation, keeping records of accidents or incidents, training, and safety inspection. Pero dapat jud ang mga documents bitaw sa mga nahitabo nga mga accident is dapat jud ginakip kay sa mga incidents sa training, then sa mga safety inspection para sa sunod is makamit gyapon.